VRFS is a free football soccer simulator that uses the controller sticks to move, but then your hands acting as the feet to kick the ball, using realistic physics based off of how you're moving those controllers as to what part of your foot hits the ball, how hard you hit it, what direction you hit it. People are saying this is actually a really good simulator. So it does still have a few bugs, but it's got a nearly 4.5-star rating, with people saying awesome, amazing, they're very excited to see the future of it, and the developer responding to comments already. If you're into soccer or football, this is something to check out. Gym Class Basketball VR has nearly a 5-star rating. Gym Class calls itself the top VR basketball simulator, known for its fitness benefits, the fact that it's free, and the fact that you can play multiplayer games with your friends. It even has dunking in it. Now there is a free version and there is a premium version, which you can actually have your own private courts. You can personalize your avatar, but even the free version still includes multiplayer modes, bot modes, matchmaking. Definitely worth checking out while it's free. Blacktop Hoops VR Basketball, a street ball inspired multiplayer VR basketball game. This allows you to string together tricks, dunks, and play with people all around the world. They advertised this game was built to have the most realistic basketball mechanics alongside dynamic AI, where they used actual motion capture animations from actual street ballers, with a nearly 5-star rating. And this game actually has very few low ratings. With any free game, people do tend to rate them a little higher because they didn't have to pay for it, but countless reviews say that this game is fantastic, has great dynamics, but when you go into those multiplayer games, you might be really good or you might really stink when you play against actual other people. Gravity League is one of these games that really pulls you in because of its simplicity of controls and the fact that it plays reliably and the physics in it really work. They advertise this game as the future of ball games, but really what this is like a 3-dimensional Pong or air hockey even, where you are pitted against an opponent and you are knocking a ball back and forth. There's different types of gloves, so you can have ones that hit the ball square and straight on, ones that you can put some spin on it, or even ones that you can block it with. Being a free-to-play game, of course, it does feature in-game currency, but this can be earned through the game by actually playing against other people. This game did launch several months ago, but with some recent updates, people have said it has really changed what the game is like and made it worth playing. With that, it's got 52 ratings, with some of those older ones still holding it down at about a 4.2 rating. Recent ratings saying it's one of the best, can replace your daily workout, and even some of the 5 stars saying the game was very meh around a month ago, but since then there's been an update that fixed a lot of the issues, added power shots, and there's actually all kinds of abilities you can unlock, whether it's a super fast power shot you're returning at your opponent, or one where you hit and it splits into 2 balls to confuse them. Personally, after playing it, the problem I would say right now is it just doesn't have enough people in it yet to always get a multiplayer match, but they did have bots that you can play with and go up against, and I had a good time and I was getting real sweaty playing it. I would definitely say Gravity League is one on this list that you should check out. Goalienator is not meant to be a hardcore simulation of goalieing in hockey, but it is an arcadey game based on that. This game puts you in the hockey rink as a goalie with all different types of options and modes to customize how you're playing this. Training modes, leaderboards, and you can even customize the colors of your gloves, blockers, and your goalie stick. With 80 ratings, this is at a 4.5-star rating. 71% of those are 5 stars. People saying favorite game. It's good, but they really need to add leg pads. Unfortunately, we don't have leg tracking yet, but maybe that's possible. People saying they love this game, and lower reviews citing issues wouldn't load. Other people saying an update messed up the game and the ratio of sizes that they were used to, and some people saying the version on Steam is far better. With all of the free games I've checked out, I've got to say this is the first one I've ever seen use it in hockey, which seems like it would make sense. Final Soccer. Now this is more of a goalie simulator, but it has a whole bunch of different features. The advertised got over 150 levels, realistic graphics and animations actually captured by professional players' movements. The thing that I found most interesting about this is there is a multiplayer VR versus mobile mode, where you in VR can be the goalie, everybody else can be playing on their smartphones, taking penalty kick shots, and it sounds like a good way to set up a little party game. They say that the game can be played in a small room due to the movement assistance system, but they recommend 3 meters would be a lot better, so you can really just run side to side, cover all those goals. A lot of the ratings are 5 stars, 72% of them. Some of the lower reviews are dragging it down, saying it needs more content, it needs more modes, or of course saying they didn't have enough room to play it, or it can be dangerous to let kids play it in a small room because they're not going to pay attention to their surroundings. Final Soccer also has a purchasable pro mode, although some of the reviews have said that they weren't able to purchase that, but so the developer's response in some reviews even said that if enough people purchase this, or this gets enough attention, Oculus, they're planning to add those other modes people were hoping for. BeFootball SuperPlayer. This is part of BeFootball's metaverse that they're building around games and sports, but this one is set up all around soccer or football, depending on what part of the world you're in. I don't know if any of you remember Headmaster on PSVR, but there's a header mode in this game that reminds me of that, where you are deflecting soccer balls with your actual head to get points, and then other ones where you're a goalie, and it honestly looks a lot like a Beat Saber, but with goalie gloves and a soccer ball. With about a 4.3 rating, it doesn't look like this game has been well checked out yet. A high number of 5-star ratings though, 79%. People saying they can't wait for more, that it's really fun, they just absolutely loved it, and not a single person wrote a written review other than the people who wrote the ones for the 5-star reviews, so we don't really know why anybody else gave it lower ratings. That said, if you go check this out, I'd love to hear in the comments what you think about it, and does it deserve this rating that it has. Vollegball. The title says it all. It's volleyball, but you're an egg. This multiplayer volleyball game has you playing with your friends on this mysterious island that you can actually take your time to explore as well. Of course, with typical volleyball moves, you can actually spike, serve, and pass this ball over to your friends. 117 ratings. The game is somewhat well known with that number. About a 3.8 rating though. People saying they love it, very good, and other lower reviews saying it's terrible, the NPCs need fixing. But if somehow you want to play volleyball as an egg, I guess this is the way to do it. A lot of the VR soccer apps have been very popular so far in the free Quest games, but how about a finger soccer VR game that's a little bit more akin to like a foosball style game? This game works with either hand tracking or actual controller tracking if you want to be a little bit simpler of a style. With hand tracking, you can even flick your actual characters to knock them towards the ball. It's got tons of options in it to change how the game works. You're choosing your team, your formations, but then you can change your player size, your game time, the arena you're playing in, and things that will actually affect how the ball moves, like how sticky it is. Only 8 ratings so far, so it doesn't seem like this game is very well known, but about a 4.2 at that. And there's only one actual written review with a 5-star category, says give it a try. Of course, saying it is a fun little physics-based experience, and they prefer the controllers over hand tracking. Still, sadly, like it seems most hand track games are. Thanks to Sepnetic for suggesting Soccer World, which I had not heard of before, is definitely very early in development. Early enough that I'm a little surprised there is paid options for each of the soccer mini games inside of it you are playing. The first one, you can at least play through level 10 of goal attack. The balls are getting kicked at you, but you can't see a kicker. The ball just launches off the soccer field and you are trying to block it as a goalie. It's cool that your meta avatar is actually in this for immersion, but I found that the gameplay was a bit tough. It shows in the trailer them very clearly catching the ball when it's kicked at them, but every time I tried to grab or grip the ball, it would bounce off my hand and possibly roll past me into the goal still, and you get booed every time the ball makes it into the goal. That's a very stressful element to this. Several other mini games you can check out in their foosball memory. They each have at least a free version, and then you can pay for it after that if you want. For the soccer fans out there, if you get in, I've got to know what you think about this, because it says here with stunning graphics and immersive gameplay. I definitely say the gameplay does get immersive when you're trying to block those balls, but I would not say the graphics are stunning. At first glance, PadelVR you might think is a tennis simulator, but Padel is actually its own game. It's like a cross between squash and tennis. PadelVR currently in alpha. You can check it out for free. It's here to teach you more about this game and how to learn, train, and even play. With different modes, warm-ups, mini games, it's offering a lot in the way of Padel, which I literally had never heard about till I found this game. 10 out of 10 would make it again, so the makers of the game put that review. Other people still giving it good ratings. Some saying it's really good, they're excited to play, best game, but one person warning, it's dangerous in a small player. You should have some play space before you try this out. Sports games have been popular on these lists, so if anyone out there plays Padel, I would love to know that you actually play this in real life, and I would love to know how this compares. Gorilla Futbol just launched on August 16th. This is another game from the Gorilla Sports Collection, but now you're in football, of course using the same locomotion as Gorilla Tag in a VR sports competitive game. This game is too new to have any reviews, yet over on the App Lab sorter you can see it does have one 5-star review, technically giving it the top rating of 5 stars. I'm sure that'll change quickly as some of you get in and help them out with more reviews as to what this game is like, but since it literally just launched, thought you might want to check it out early. There's a whole bunch of free sports games for you. I hope you enjoyed that list there, and let me know down in the comments what other kinds of lists or compilations you'd like to see. I've got some from you already, like a free superheroes game, some multiplayer horror games, so we'll be working on those, bringing those up for you all. But thank you again for being here with me, and I will see you in another reality.